But I just want to show you this, just some finishing touches coming onto the porch before I go out and crack on with that roof, finish that roof off, which I'm going to do a nice segment for you. You'll see probably in a bit, but let me just show you up here. I have a transition between a fascia coming on here. Let me just show you the fascia actually. So this is the fascia, okay, this here, and then what I've done, we call this a cock bead in the trade. Okay, so this is a round over. I'll show you on end profile. One sec, just got to, there you go. So you can see it goes around like that and in a groove and an up. Okay, that just gives a nice rounded soft effect to a finish, and that's the fascia board in oak, and I've got two of them which goes across the front of here. Okay, but when it comes to the end here, I didn't want to see the end grain from the front, you see, because your front approach is always the one that's the, what do they call it, curb appeal. So you want to finish it off. So what I've done is I've carved up the two of these, so I don't know if you can see that. So I've carved and made two of these. Let's put it about there. Okay, as you can see, I've done a little chamfer on there all the way around as well, and cut it out. I mean, it could have been finished a little bit better. I could put some sandpaper on it actually, just on this edge here. And basically what that does, that's going to go here. So I'm going to show you now. I'll get it in there. So that'll get fitted there, okay, to give that finish there. And then the fascia will be off this edge here. Coming back, if you can see my hands, it's a bit awkward to show you this. But I thought you'd like to see that little detail. And this bit under here gets softened off, and then this will be painted that colour there. Okay, so you can see that. And then this just stays oak. There'll be a little round over on there just to finish that off. But and then underneath here I'll put a soffit, and that sort of finishes this porch then. And it's just a bit of plastering on the bottom, but we had to stop because the weather caught up with us, and you can't put that type of lime on until the weather improves. But it's good enough for now. All that dark area is splashed back from torrential rain, because most of our rain comes this way actually. Okay folks, so I'm going to show you how I set these up now, from putting the lines in from the story rod. This is the story rod, okay. This just tells me the story, we say. This is 16 foot long. I use sometimes 10 foot, but 16 foot is about a norm. So if you're going to get used to or having a go at this, cut yourself a 16 foot up, nice and straight, and take off the arises off the edges so it's nice to handle. You don't cut your hands, splinter up. Okay, let's show you how to set this out. So, first thing I do is I put a line, a striker line, right? So I've got to find my divisions. So remember on here, we had these marks. I'm going to find a third of this timber. This is the bow up. I've eyed this through, and you always work with the bow up, okay? So I'm going to set this out to find my third. Okay, so put a mark on that first one. Come down this end. And I put a mark here as well. So I've got a mark there and a mark there, third up from the bottom. Okay, get my chalk line. I'm going to start the other end with a chalk. So put the hook on, pull the chalk line out, grab it tight, cross over this line. It's on that line there, ping it. Okay, that now is the third of the timber. You can see the line on there. So we get rid of the line now. Okay, so now we have a third of the timber up. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, that's the top end over there. That's going to be the plumb cut that goes up onto the ridge, and the bird's mouth's going to come down here. So I'm going to have to manipulate the camera so you can see what's going on there, and I think I'll do that now. Okay, so now you can see I've laid the story rod, which tells me the story up that I need to get to, and that was the mark that was on the wall plate on the other side, and the other top end is going to be the plumb cut. Okay, so I know that this mark here, all I have to do is put a little mark on there, and that's that red line under there. Let me just do the top. Okay, so I've put my mark on there, and I know that this now is where my seat cut's going to start. Okay, so what I do is I'll move the timber off. I get my block. Okay, this is my block that set my angle. I didn't show you this, but I should have done really. Basically what you do, if it's, let me show you a bit square stuff. When I put it up onto the ridge, imagine that's the ridge up there, I would open this up to set whatever, and then I'd put that on the storage stick that would be underneath there going down onto the wall plate like I showed you. It might be about this angle, and then I would basically just scribe a line onto there. Okay, sorry, I haven't got a pencil set. One sec. Nearly, roughly there, just to roughly show you. Okay, so that would be there, and then I'd put this up against the ridge, say up there, and then I'll just strike this down. Okay, that's give me that angle to give that face cut to that. And this is what I end up with. All right, this is what I end up with. Okay, next thing, now what I need to do is set the first of all, go and set the ridge side, so let me quickly do that first. Bear with me. I've done my line for my plumb cut, and then what I've got to do is my seat cut. So I bring this down again to the bottom of the timber. Okay, this is what we call the plumb cut. So I've gone to that little dot, that line down there, and I strike it down. Okay, and then I'll get my seat cut off of that using a square, which the Mediaevals used, not metal ones, but they had squares. Okay, I put the square against the angle to the red line and the dot, and I put that way, so I strike a line through there. Okay, so what that gives me is, when I cut this out, this is going to sit in the front of the wall plate, and then this is going to sit down onto the wall plate, if you like. So I'll just square the lines over like so. Now at the same time, I'm hoping you can see this actually, so here we are here. Are we? Yep. So I'm going to point you down a bit more. So at the same time, I want to do my plumb cut for my face and the soffit board cut. Okay, I can do everything now because I'm in control at the moment. So I know that I always go around about 5 inch. So I know that my thumb is 1 inch. I know that the distance between there is 1 inch. Well, the Mediaevals would have used this as a rule of thumb. Okay, so they would have measured that 5 times across. Okay. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll check it with a tape. I know I should be using a tape, but I just want to check it. And look at that, that's spot on, 5. Maybe a fraction over, but that ain't bad. I just wanted, that was the only time I used the tape, right? So, now what I do is I put that on there again, this time on the top of the line, to there, making sure it's flush at the top there as well. Okay. And then, where have I done my pencil? Strike a line down here, carry that line through, straight off. Okay, that now is my plumb cut in the frame. So the fascia board is going to sit on here. Okay, then I want to cut the the soffit cut, which is basically, I can come off this way or that way. I'll come off this line, hopefully you can see it, and I come all the way to the bottom of the wall plate. Okay, and I strike a line, and it's a mirror of that really. And then I'll just strike my lines over to get nice clean straight cuts. Okay, and that's it. So I'll now cut this off, I'll cut this out, that's the bird's mouth, and then I'll cut the top one. I'll do them because you won't want to see me sawing for ages, and then once they're cut out we'll come back. Okay folks, so sorry, the DJI died, the battery, so we're on the phone now, but you can see at that end I've done the at that end there I've done the bird mouth, the plumb cut or for the fascia, and the cut for the soffit. Okay, so now we're going to try it in. So what we do is I go past, and I'm aiming for this red line, if you can see this here, up the top, if you look up to the top, to land on that red line, there. See? Is it there? Can you see that, Tom?
Yep, I can.
Can't see it. Yeah, so that red line meets that red line. Okay, that's my cut. I've just got to nail that end in first, then bring this down a little bit. But the ridge sticks up high because the battens have got to go on here, so I always allow for that to go up a little bit higher. So, oh, and I've got to line that side up a bit. But there we are, basically, that's it. So that's your two cuts you need to set your roof in. Your seat plumb, or your bird's mouth, and your plumb cut. Okay.